FBI search at Mar-a-Lago.
Do you consider Donald Trump to be a political rival of President Biden?
I'm not going to speak to that from here.
Well, you talk about Trump all the time. So do you consider him to be...
I don't talk about Trump all the time.
Ultra MAGA, you guys were criticizing his handling of COVID last week. Yeah. You've mentioned his January 6th response a couple days ago. No. So can you say, based on all that, I didn't say anything about Mar-a-Lago. I'm just asking you if you consider the president to be...
I'm saying from here, I'm not going to comment on that.
Does the president still want to think that he would be very fortunate to run against Trump in 2024, like he has said before?
Again, I'm not going to comment on...
It's just a quote from the president. In the next election, I'd be very fortunate if I had that same man running against me. Does he still
All I
think
can
that?
tell you, Peter, is that the president intends to run in 2024.
Is there a concern here that if you guys don't say more, then these Republicans who are accusing this White House of weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI, that's going to become the public sentiment? If you guys don't say once and for all, we are not doing that.
First of all, we're just not going to comment on the Department of Justice investigation.
Okay,
we're just not going to comment on that.
Is this White House weaponizing the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents?
The president has been very clear from before he was elected, very clear on this. Hold on. Throughout his time in office.
I heard the quote. We will be playing the quote tonight at 6 o'clock. Is this administration weaponizing the Justice Department and the FBI against political opponents?
Peter, the president believes in the rule of law. The president believes in the independence of the Department of Justice.
That's a yes or no? Just
no,
is
that
the
is
White House...
no. It's a yes or a no for you. I'm answering the question. You may not like it, but I'm answering the question, I'm answering the question, and I'm telling you that we are not going to comment.
Does the president feel that the FBI's legitimacy, the decision-making, the way that it handled this, is on the line now?
The president has been very clear how he felt the importance of not politicizing the Department of Justice, the importance of having that independence, and so I leave the quote that I read to all of you just moments.
Follow up on the Republican criticism of this search warrant that was executed on Mar-a-Lago. Does the president believe that the Justice Department acted accordingly here?
That is not. I'll say this again. That's up for the Department of Justice to decide.
The White House been told whether or not Attorney General Garland signed off on the search warrant himself?
We learned about this. The president learned about this just like you all did.
So you don't know whether or not Garland signed off on it?
I don't have anything more to share. So like I said, we did not know about this.
The Republicans have said that they will probe this raid if they take over the House or the Senate after the November elections. What's the White House's reaction to that?
Again, I'm just not going to comment on...
But that's not really about DOJ. It's more about what might be coming your way if the election does not go your way.
That's a hypothetical, and I'm just not going to entertain it at this time.
Does the White House, if the president believe would be helpful, both domestically and signal that sense abroad, for the Department of Justice to be more open about the reasons for that search warrant, the underlying evidence there?
Again, this is not something I'm going to comment on today.
Former Vice President Pence called on the Attorney General to provide a full accounting of the FBI search at Mar-a-Lago. Is that something the White House would support?
I'm not going to comment on I'm not going to comment on this. I refer you to the Department of Justice.
And has the president spoken with the Attorney General today?
I'm just not going to speak further on any conversations.
Would the White House now rule out any briefings moving forward as this investigation continues, given the accusation?
Can you say more?
Sure.
Yeah.
The question being, moving forward, will the president or anybody from the White House be engaged in any briefings with the Department of Justice over this search or the investigation?
We give them their independence on that.
But not clarifying whether or not there would be any sort of briefings, whether any briefings would be made between the Justice Department and the White House, and whether they would be made public if...
No, I mean, this is not again, they're independent.
So I'm not asking you to comment on the Justice Department side of this, obviously, because I know your answer. But politically, is the president, who's the country's leader, is he confident that he has a plan to address the way that a lot of Americans, maybe even a very large number of Americans, are being told and may now believe that Donald Trump is being persecuted, that the deep state's coming after you, that the IRS and the FBI are corrupt, all this kind of stuff. This is really believed apparently by really a lot of people. He's the leader of the whole country, as he often says. Does he have a handle on this?
Your question is still asking me to comment on what's happening, right? By me answering it is still asking me a question to comment on.
You've said repeatedly that the president learned of the news of the FBI visit to Mar-a-Lago the other day through news reports. Can you tell us anything more? Was he watching the news? Was he scrolling Twitter? Did someone in his staff flag it for him?
I can tell you this: he was not aware of the was it the Mar-a-Lago raid? I don't know what you guys are calling it before it happened. So I can tell you that did not know. He learned about it really like all of us did. I'm sure maybe someone on his team flagged it for him, but he was not aware. What I can tell you definitively and for sure, he was not aware of this. He was
politically, and in terms of the optics of this, are you concerned at all about how it looks for the Justice Department to be investigating and raiding the home of the former president, who may very well be the current president's rival in 2024?
Again, we're just not going to comment on any ongoing investigations from here.
And to Republicans who say it reeks of politics?
Look, I'll say this.
The White House at all concerned, given the domestic political climate, but also the signal that it sends to the rest of the world that the Department of Justice carried out this sort of operation on a former president, that it could even create the appearance of politically motivated prosecution?
The Justice Department conducts investigations independently.